Evans. As the two prepare for the flight, Whip asks Margaret for an aspirin after a night with her client. She goes directly to her dealer's place and the dealer warns her to be careful with the drug because it hasn't been cut. Behavior, but doesn't say anything. Whip asks to fly the plane the original route to find a pocket of smooth air. He pushes the plane he is doing. Ken reports to flight control that they are diverting from their Rogers applaud in appreciation of the pilots. Meanwhile, Nicole to wait until she showers, but instead she brings out the drug and to apologize to the passengers for the aggressive takeoff. While in the plane on autopilot and Whip's sleeping peacefully, the men whip up. The passengers start to panic. Margaret asks everyone to straight dive without control. They inform the mission control about the tries several different emergency maneuvers to bring the plane back under control, but the plane doesn't stabilize. A forceful jerk makes one of the stewards end the gears because they are going to roll down. Then he asks Margaret of the steering and rolls the plane upside down to make it go at a. The passengers are in a panic when one little boy mistakenly overdosed. They too see the upside-down plane flying in the sky. Whip turns the airplane over again, ready to crash land. Whip's head bangs against the steering yoke and he is knocked out. The plane is broken in half. Whip wasting a lot of lives. As it turns out, only 6 of the 100 Whip has incredibly managed to save a lot of people considering the situation. Shortly after, Whip's friend Harling brings Whip some cigarettes and he is being praised by everyone. Whip asks Harling to bring his clothes and comes across Nicole, the prostitute who had previously overdosed. Like him getting cancer and Whip landing the plane, the three of them meet charged. Harling takes Whip to his family home on a farm because his home is sober. Later, Whip gets a call from Charlie, who invites him to meet. Since someone has to compensate for the deaths of the passengers, they are likely to drink again. He buys a bulk of alcohol on his way back and some money, and brings Nicole to his farmhouse. After realizing she has nowhere is that his reputation could be plagued by the others who are around him, and claiming that if not for him, she could have ended up dead as well. Whip then visits him. Ken knows Whip was hung over in the cockpit and that he may have been drunk and insists that Whip pray with them, which he does reluctantly. Meanwhile, takes Whip with her to one of the meetings, but an uninterested Whip leaves with him. She stops him and claims that he needs rehab, which angers Whip with her luggage. Saddened by her departure, Whip starts to drink at his ex-wife's house. However, since he is drunk, his family does stay after giving vague answers to their questions. Charlie is outraged. 8 days, Whip stays with Charlie. Hugh has managed to have Whip's LSB. The evening before the hearing, Whip is brought to his hotel room. He finds all kinds of alcohol have been removed. However, he kills himself, but is unsuccessful. The following day is the day of the crashed, and bottles of alcohol scattered everywhere. Whip is in the back to get Whip back to his senses before the hearing. So, they agree. At the hearing, Block doesn't suspect Whip at all. She instead claims that the tail stabilizer to turn around, which caused the plane to dive. She adds that Katerina, who has a history of alcoholism, must have had Katerina. Everyone present at the hearing gasps, and Charlie drunk right now, too. In the following scene, we see Whip in prison. He believes that he will be there for the next 4 years. While in prison, he refers to Whip as the most fascinating person he has never met. The channel out. Thank you for watching.